All right, so I'm going to try doing a live stream on my laptop today, just because my phone is always such a piece of crap. Ugh. Whew. Tight. So yeah, this is questions and answers. So see if anybody asks any good questions, because I just finished the Audi, and now I'm doing this. Could probably also I wonder if I could. I think it's mad if I access the web. What's up? Not much. Just glad the Audi's finished, because it has been such a pain this whole time, this Audi. I definitely could put those engines together pretty good now. Ooh, Australia. What's up? I don't know what that means. Oh, New Zealand. Right. The UK. Man, I don't think anybody from the US is here yet. Oh, it's just rained, so it's like super humid, and it is already kind of warm. MN, is that Minnesota? Los Angeles. I hate Audi, never again. I mean, I've had Audis before. Just this one was like the old Saabs. Saab actually like learned from their mistake, because the old like 80s Saabs had all the serpentine belts and all the timing stuff on the tranny side, and the all the new ones, like they don't do that anymore. And I don't know why Audi would go to that. I mean, they should have stayed with the timing belts. They did timing belts forever, so they're kind of experts in timing belts. And the only reason they had issues with timing belts is because people never changed them. So I don't know. They should go back to timing belts. Late at night there? No, it's what time is it? It's 8 p.m. So it's still light outside. Is that it for the is that it for Audis for you? No, has actually thinking about getting like an, well, not, I don't know, like an older, like a 90 Quattro, and like swapping the like an EcoBoost into it, V6. But I don't know. I need to finish some other projects before I even think about getting any more, because the FD, I mean, I'm just waiting on parts for that. And I don't know. The VR4, I should be messing with that soon. A4. Doing any CAD work lately? Lately, not as much. I need to probably adjust some stuff on those little oil returns for the JZ. I don't know why, but it was like, it's like just a hair off. So I'm thinking about buying their like center line calipers, and it measures like hole centers, and it works very well. So I was thinking about buying one of those, because I don't have one, and it's something that I'd really like to have, just because it makes it so much easier to measure hole centers, like center to center distances. Yeah, a lot of stuff's made in Mexico. I mean, I don't know. What's next? What's next? The FD should be hopefully back together in like a week. Once I get the intake manifold from the polisher, I'll put it back together. So, I was actually thinking about doing that with my JZ, the like AC using instead of water to air on an R8. I helped a guy that has a shop in town do AC to air a long time ago. It was like at least 5 or 6 years ago. Uh, he had, well, it was like when carbon fiber wheels first came out. He had carbon fiber wheels on it. They're like $10,000 a wheel, and we did like AC to air, and literally, it's pretty much just making the instead of doing water to air, you're just pretty much using the intercooler as an evaporator, kind of just like what's in your car, to do AC, and it worked very well. The only issue with it is, when you get in the higher RPMs, your AC compressor does kick off. So it only, when you're doing hard pulls, you're not going to have, up to like a certain RPM, the AC compressor will stay engaged, but after that, it pretty much kick off, and then it's not doing anything. So you almost have to have like air to air or like water to air. But I don't know. I don't like water to airs that use like engine coolant because it's already at a certain temperature. So you're not going to see any like intake temps lower than what your engine is already at. So I don't know. I was thinking about doing it on the JZ if I put it in the blue coupe, because I don't want to run a front mount, just because I don't want to cut the aero bumper up. But I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with the JZ, if I'm going to put the SR in the FD or if I'm going to put it in the 240. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet. Shop house update. I almost bought a house just like an impulse buy because it was so cheap, but then I didn't because it was on like the same side of town I already lived on, and I just like was going to buy it as like a rental. But then I didn't buy it because I didn't really want to have to, mess with it. I have been looking for lots, but I'd rather get a lot. So the thing is the government in Pueblo is kind of, I don't know, they just don't like change. And like shipping, they have like this issue with like shipping containers and metal buildings on like residential. So I'm still deciding if I want to build a house in Pueblo or if I want to like move somewhere further out, like an hour away. That's kind of, in the middle of nowhere almost, and then not have to worry about covenants, because it just seems like there's like a big issue. If I have land, if I buy like 10 acres or 40 acres or even 100 acres, I don't want to be told really what to do. If I buy land. So I just don't like how that is. Like you get, we're still considered the county out here, but I don't know. It's just irritating that like they have such a big issue with metal buildings and shipping containers. And hopefully I could start on that shop house. Probably I'm thinking like before summer of next year, or maybe like midwinter, because it doesn't get that cold here. It gets cold, but it's high desert, so we'll have like 12 inches of snow, and then by the end of the day, sometimes it'll be already melted and it'll be like 70 or 80 degrees. But I don't know. Hopefully soon, because I really want my own setup just so I could kind of do cool things, I guess. Am I going to go over the FD? I've pretty much gone over it. I pulled the wheels off, checked the arms. It still needs. I still want to get alignment. I adjusted the coils, the ride height, so it wasn't all like super raked. I was kind of like nose down, and everything else seemed to be fine. The battery, I ran the battery wire today for the relocation, and I need to order some 90-degree ends so I could connect the wire to the starter. And I mean, by the time all that stuff's done and with the intake manifold and it comes, I should have all the battery situated, and then pretty much I should be able to just throw it together and get it dyno tuned and you know, drive it again. I kind of miss driving it. The scrap catalytic converters. I mean, I had some, but I think I sold them. I don't know. Will the ARC 7-state rotary? So I don't know. I do like the rotary, other than the finicky like things that were wrong with it because of the previous owner. But for now, I want to keep it rotary. It runs really nice. It needs a tune. It had like a bucking issue. I think that was just because of the whole tune issue and some of, I don't know, just how it was kind of set up. And I think once I get that new intake manifold, it will pretty much delete all that just random stuff, and then I'll have brand new injectors. I'll have that billet throttle body, and it'll pretty much just eliminate. Oh, and all the new fuel system with the fuel rails, and it'll kind of just eliminate all the it's just like how it's thrown together. It'll eliminate all that randomness that I was kind of afraid of when I was driving it, because the fuel lines were they weren't like, I don't know, they one of them like dipped a little bit every once in a while, and it's kind of sketchy to drive a car like that. And then once the battery like started like arcing on the battery box, I was like, nope, I'm just gonna just fix all this stuff before I have a bigger issue. So hopefully the dude that is polishing the intake manifold calls me next week and it's done. He said like the 27th, but hopefully it's a little bit sooner, because I should have the fuel rails, the fuel lines, and all that other stuff by mid next week. So that would be kind of perfect. Next weekend I could put it all on, and then there's like a meet up in Denver. I could kind of want to go to it, but we'll see. It might not be done. So let's see. The convertible Supra that you sent me, I mean, literally, I think if that thing was still a hardtop convertible, I would have definitely bought it, because that's just, I don't know, it's just kind of like one of those, I think the VR4 Spiders are like a hardtop convertible, and like the S600 Mercedes come in like a hardtop convertible. And it's just kind of cool because it's like a hardtop. But I mean, since it was like a hardtop, and then it was like converted to a convertible hardtop, and then it's like converted back to like a Targa top. I don't know. It was just kind of a mess. I didn't want to have to fix. Why not use a whole set instead of Borg-Warner? Whole sets, they're just such ancient technology. Cummins really hasn't. I mean, they have newer whole sets, and I worked with Turbo Technologies quite a bit when I worked there. But the thing about whole sets is they're just like ancient. So they have like an EV turbocharger. I don't even think they've released it yet, but they're prototyping it, and I don't know. They're just kind of going off in this direction that was not the same as like F1 cars. So it was like just this totally different tangent direction that I don't think they're ever going to release that turbocharger, because they go like super crazy with some stuff, but then they go like super cheap with other stuff, and I don't know. I'd rather just run a Borg-Warner, because they they seem like they kind of support this aftermarket like sport and like scene and like cars. They kind of like made the EFR so people that like tune cars and like build cars kind of have like something that's like for them instead of like a whole set that's like for like a diesel truck, and then it doesn't want to really see over like 3,500 to 4,000 RPM, but then you're put on a JZ and you're hitting $8,000. Let's see. Going to tune what? Going to tune what? The FD? The FD is going to get retuned. Let's see. Which car will I put the RB in? The RB is going in the 240Z. No, that's like hands down, no questions asked. You know, going in the 240Z. If you don't know, I have a 240Z. I have one. So it's going to go in there. Hopefully, hopefully I can find a hood and fenders. But I still really, I've kind of been worrying about the VR4 body panels just so I can get that thing so I could not have it stuck in the garage. But other than that, any progress on the Sylvia or finding pieces for the 3000 GT? So the LS, so I have a few coupes, and the LS coupe is pretty much almost wired. I just need to make the fuse box and mount it. Other than that, and wire the engine and do some other randomness. But the wiring is pretty much almost done on that. And the 3000 GT, I bought a whole nother car that was like an SL non-VR4, like front wheel drive, 5-speed. It's black as well. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do, if I want to paint the car like right away, or I could just throw all these body panels on mine and just kind of have it so I could drive it again. I'm not exactly sure. I have paint for it. It just takes some time. It'd probably take me a good 2 weeks, but it's just, do I really want to get into painting it right now? Because I can't. I don't want to pull the engine out of it to spray the bay, and I don't want to pull all the other stuff out of it so I could paint the body, and painting like all the pieces and then painting the body later. It's a pearlescent, has like a lot of pearls in it, so I don't want to have to like try to match it. But I definitely want to be able to drive the VR4, and I may just end up putting all those body panels on. Is probably what's going to happen. Let's see. Do I know Speed Queen? Never heard of them. Yes. Missed the 240Z content. When am I going to clean the shop? Clean the shop. I mean, after you, because you made the bigger mess and the Supra destroyed it. Let's see. The E36 project or parts car? It's, I don't know what it is. It's kind of just there. I had it for sale. Nobody wanted to buy it. I mean, I had it for like $2,000, and I don't know. Whatever. Motion auto spam. So take us for a drive in the Audi. I'm on my laptop that's connected to Wi-Fi, because if I go on my phone, it does all kinds of stuff that, the live stream, I don't know how good the quality is right now, but it'll be so much worse on my phone. Super wiring harness. So I was gonna do that, and then you know what I noticed? that little fuse box. Look at this. So we thought this was like a little 3 for the blower motor, but the center one's like a fake, like blocked off pin. They lied to us. But no, I had everything ready to do the wiring harness on the Supra, and then you know, I'll probably still do it, but the relay for the blower motor is gonna be by itself. It won't be in that box because it doesn't have the little thingy because it takes 3. The first gen, it's actually the second gen that I have. I don't know if technically the 99s are, I don't know if they're considered a 3rd gen. I don't know. I really don't know. Cupra, Audi, and just do an Audi burnout. Yeah, an all-wheel drive burnout. Let's see. Why am I getting messages? Oh man. Don't even comment. That's messed up. G35 burnout. Actually, the G35 is all like ready to go, I think. Yeah, I think I actually worked on it and adjusted all the suspension. I was looking for a machine shop. I really haven't looked too much. I've been so kind of overwhelmed with all these, like the Audi getting it finished and kind of finding panels for the VR4 and the 240Z and all this other stuff, like kind of putting together all the stuff for the FD so I could get it going again. But I don't know. I'll probably, you know, winter is more like do CAD stuff and design stuff and have stuff made. And then summer is kind of like get like body stuff and projects and drive cars around and have fun. So winter, sit inside, do CAD. Summer, try to drive cars around that don't run. Motion on TV, no video today. I thought you had one. You sell the Cummins. I have not sold the Cummins yet. It is for sale, and you know, I haven't even driven it since. No, actually, that's a lie. Me and my parents drove it for my dad's birthday. I took him up to like this rafting like diner place up by Salida. Do an S14 burnout. There's no S14 here. Do a surtax burnout. I don't even know what that means. Does the G35 have rack spacers and tie rod ends? No, it's all stock. Well, actually, it has like a newer rack in it. I did put a new rack in it. I forgot all about that. It has like a rack out of 2007 G35X or something, G37S. I don't know. It was at the junkyard. I grabbed it and put it in. And I mean, with the bump stops taken out of it, it has pretty decent angle. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't piss out power steering fluid anymore all over the ground, which is really nice. Oh, look, there we go. So, oh shit. Oh man. Borrow the 510 to do a burnout. That the 510 has literally, I think the E85 in it is like 5 years old. It needs some love. Trevor needs to stop working on the Supra and redo the 510. When am I going to build a shop? After you, Ronnie. After you. I thought you were changing your name. I thought you were changing your name. A BMW burnout. I'll just push it. Push it. CVTs, I don't know. I'm sure that I don't know how they'd hold power, but if they had like a chain-driven one, it might work. Oh, who's blown up my phone? You know who's blown up my phone? Ring a ding ding all the time. Trevor needs to make shorter videos. I thought he already like cut them down to like 15 minutes. Trevor needs to finish the Supra. I mean, we did a lot of work on it, and he has been kind of working on it quite a bit, I'd say. I mean, he definitely, you know, I think probably in a month he'll run and drive. So it's definitely a pretty overwhelming situation when he bought the car. It was so, you know, it was just so destroyed and rough. But I mean, working on a car continuously for like a year or 2 years, you just kind of get burnt out on it. You're just like, well, like the Audi, I was almost like, if it didn't run, I wasn't going to take it back apart. So it's just where you get to that point where you've been working on something so long and you haven't been able to actually enjoy it and drive it. So you just kind of get burnt out and you don't want to work on it, and you kind of need to like do something else so you can kind of get back to the state where you like actually like it again. When are you and Trevor getting married? Wedding 10 up already? Trevor's videos aren't long enough. Ooh, 510 needs a VR38. I don't know how you'd actually fit that. You'd have to like widen it. Finding Trevor. How far away an hour's drive is Sarah Entomb from where? Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. Finish the F-350? That'd be nice. The plans for the FD are just to kind of have a fun street car that I could, you know, I could take it to maybe the drags once or twice and take it to like a road race kind of thing. I don't like really go to SCCA stuff just because of how they're set up. I'd rather almost run a track and just drive a whole day and not have to worry about, like, if me and Trevor and some of our friends rented like the motorsports park out here and just kind of had a fun day where we just drove around the track and raced each other, I think that'd be more enjoyable than going to a sanctioned SCCA event or like a drift event or something like that. You have to kind of follow their rules. It'd kind of be like your own rules. Oh, shit. Ever consider a drift build? I mean, I've built quite a few drift cars. I like started drifting in 2005, I think 2005 or 2004, something like that. And you know, I kind of burned myself out on drifting. It was fun, and then kind of got to this state of the events were so far away here that, and I didn't have a truck or trailer. I recently got a truck and trailer in the like last 5 years, and it's probably the best decision that I've ever made, because before that I never had a truck or trailer, and it's literally the best thing when you have a truck. You can pretty much, I don't know, you could tow your drift car, your race car to events, and you don't have to kind of rely on. I used to just literally drive my 240 like 4 hours or 5 hours to an event, and if it wouldn't drive back, and it always drove back, but if it wouldn't drive back, I'd have to figure like a way to tow it, or it's kind of just stressful not knowing, and you don't push your limits as hard because you don't want to blow your engine up or blow a tranny or blow a diff or break an axle or break any like mechanical parts where you can't get back home. So, I kind of burn myself out on drifting. I'd say I do like going to events every once in a while, more in like spring and fall, because it's a lot cooler. I don't really like going to events where you just like stand outside and pretty much bake. It's I think I'm at that age where I kind of don't want to just like stand out at events and get cooked by the sun. So I don't know, maybe I'll go to some events later in the year, in the season, but right now it's like 100-degree days and I'm over it. EV conversion. I was almost thinking about doing I want to kind of do like a Tesla, because the bodies, I'm pretty sure the bodies come right off of those chassis, and I almost wanted to put like something random on like a Tesla chassis and put all the electronics and shit in it. But those things still wrecked sell for like 50 to 75 grand. So I mean, to do something like that, there'd have to be a decent return on it. And YouTube, like right now, might, like maybe if I was Adam, I could do that because I'd have return on my investment. But how small I am, there's no way I'm going to do that. The FDN Supra car show, that'd be tight. Ooh, 10 3000 GTs. Do they have any 99s that are VR4s? When am I building my garage house? Sometime. I'm not sure yet. When am I going to learn how to drift? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty decent at drifting, but if only we had the RV to hang out in. That would be nice. "12-volt swap your pre-runner." What? $114 in Texas. I'm glad I'm not there right now. Oh man. How many cars and trucks do I have? I mean, I have at least 20 cars and trucks. Sorry. You into Evos? Not really. If I could get like a 6 or a 3 or something like that, I'd be into Evos. But the newer ones, I'm not very fond of how their body's styled. My dream car is an RB240Z. So sooner or later, it will happen. How's the 3000 GT going? It's going all right. I have another car to fix it. Cummins 12 valve. That makes more sense. I was thinking 12 volt. Huh. because somebody was talking about EV conversions. Do I like drifting and/or 3000 GTs? I don't know. Am I playing with a tech deck? I am not. I could be though. A Honda build. I've been looking at NSXs at the auction, but you know, like I said before, I don't need another car. Maybe if I got rid of I don't know, if I got rid of 5 cars, I'd probably buy something else. Is the Audi finished? It is finally finished. It runs and it drives and it doesn't have any lights on. So I'm actually pretty excited that I don't have to. Maybe I could get rid of it now. What's the plan with the Volvo? It is just going to be like I don't know. I bought it because I wanted a wagon because I don't know. Because Trevor has a wagon, I guess. Why not? Let's go with that. And I don't want to Saab. But I couldn't get a Stagia. I've wanted a Stagia literally since, I'd say, 2008. I've wanted a Stagia with an R34 front and an RB26 in it. And, they're like 2000. So I still have a long time before they hit the 25-year law. Probably by then the EPA is going to be so ridiculous that I won't even be able to import one. How did my truck get stuck in the mud? The story behind it is I just drove in mud. It sank in it. I don't know. Literally, I was going to check my check on my trailer, and then I usually drive in the same spot, and I've had like semis and stuff drive in that spot, so I thought it was compacted enough. But I guess it rained all night, and I didn't notice that it rained all night, and it got stuck. I don't know. And my tires are really bald, so 4-wheel drive didn't do anything. Rev over 10K. I'm sure you could build a Honda to rev over like 15K. The wagon race. We need to set that up because I got the dates all messed up when I went to California. I thought I was coming back on Friday, but then I was actually coming back on Sunday, so it got messed up. But it needs to happen. That'd be cool. Who's better at rebuilding motors, me or Trevor? Hands down, I am. I am better at rebuilding engines. What up, Dave? This is Nathan. Did you change your name on, or is, I thought it was a different name. Oh, Nathan from Cummins. Nathan from Cummins. I'm at a blank, so I don't remember. Nathan from Cummins. No, I don't remember. What Nathan? Shit, I don't know. What department did you work in? Nathan. Damn. Rubbing is racing? I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. Nathan, what? I like, man. Shout out from G South in the Caribbean. Tight. Thanks. Nathan, god damn, I can't remember. I don't know. I I probably would know you if I saw your face, but I'm really bad with names. Call Trevor to see his face when you saying that you rebuild better than he. He already knows like that I can rebuild an engine better than him. B is for builds 240. I don't know. He literally just throws stuff together and drives it like once, and then it's done. Like that's B is for builds projects. His it's like the quickest way to get it done, and that's kind of how YouTube is. People get almost disinterested in longer projects. If you do stuff the right way, it's almost they want to see almost like a show on TV where you build a car in like a day, but it's like in 30 minutes. But you pretty much like restore a whole car, like paint it and do all the body work and rebuild the engine and tranny and redo the upholstery and all this stuff in 30 minutes. But really, it's like I don't know. It's just how people as attention spans on projects are. It's almost hard to build a car right and have a successful YouTube channel, or have like a running car, but it always breaks because you kind of purposely half-ass stuff. So, oh, I saw like, so that B is for build FD. I saw like his first video, and he was like talking about how the shipper like messed up the bumper or something like that, but he said it was like loose. But I just didn't like the whole wide body. I'm not that fond of uh, changing major body stuff. I have over fenders for a 240 that I never used because I didn't want to pop rivet them on. If I was going to do something like that, I'd almost just make something out of metal. I've seen a lot of people start doing metal overs and stuff like that and welding them on. And it's so much nicer because for drifting, you know you're going to smash it. So it's nice that it's fiberglass. But if you want a clean street car, I mean, metal stuff, you can't beat it. I don't know. Look at Adam LZ. I've been watching the same 240 for 3 years. Yeah, that SR's blown up like 7,000 times. Chris Fix, I've heard about him. I've never watched any of his videos. I mean, I guess he does pretty good on YouTube. That's all that really matters. So the wide body ruined the car. My thought on spacers is, if you're gonna buy wheels for a car, buy the correct offset and don't run spacers. Spacers are like literally the worst thing. It's almost, it's like, I don't know. It's like the rice of like the wheel world. You just, you don't get the correct offset, so you just buy spacers and like, oh, now it's okay. I don't know. I've never liked spacers, and all the wheels that I have don't have spacers on them. They're the correct offset. So, I mean, if you have a stock body, most of the time, I don't know why wheel manufacturers like, who was I talking to at SEMA? It was man, what were they called? They're like those Cosmos. All their offsets are like plus 15, plus 25. Literally on like a stock body car, none of those are going to fit. They're all going to poke too hard. You're going to have to roll the fenders, and it's just not the way. Like the FD, those wheels I got, those NTO3s, they're plus 40 on a 240. Plus 30, plus 40 is pretty much standard. It depends on the width, but 9.5 plus 40, perfect. So, I mean, it's not that hard to figure offset out for your car. The wheels that you have on there, you just kind of have to do some math, but you can usually figure out within a couple, millimeters or an inch or half an inch what your offset needs to be. So, I mean, just buy the correct offset wheels. It's not that hard. Have you seen the FD of TJ? I've seen it a few times. I kind of like that. I haven't really seen it lately, but I liked that he was putting a lot of new moldings and kind of, it was, he was using a lot of new parts, new OEM parts. It wasn't like he was just kind of throwing a bunch of like aero on it, but he didn't place any of the seals and stuff like that. He like went through and replaced all stuff, and I mean, I haven't seen it lately, but I kind of like that he threw all those new seals and all the new hardware and clips and all that stuff. That kind of made it nice. What's next for my channel? I don't know. It's been pretty stagnant. I got to like 13,000 subscribers, and then it kind of just hasn't moved from there. So I'm gonna just keep doing kind of what I've been doing, and hopefully it picks up again. But I don't know. I think that's about it. The diff you rebuilt for Adam is still working. Is well, Caleb Klombeck has that. So I think his name's Caleb Klombeck. No, it's what's that guy's name? Whatever his name is, he gave me like the worst shout out ever. He was supposed to give me a good shout out, and like it was the worst shout out in the history of shout outs. So I mean, like literally after I saw that video, I was like, I wish this diff blew up. Spacers in Australia are illegal. I think anything on a car in Australia is illegal. They're like the police in Australia seem like they're cocks. Let me get the BMW off your hands. I mean, I'll sell it. How do I keep motivated on a build? I don't know. I'm actually pretty patient, I guess. I can pretty much just work on something for like ever. But I don't know. It just kind of, you get to that point where that's why I kind of have so many things going on, so I could work on. Oh man, the mice are in the cheesy poofs. So I don't know. Just I don't know. That's why I have so many, just so I don't get burned out. The carbon fiber 240Z, I've seen it. It was just kind of weird how they like made the carbon fiber panels, but they're like rough, and then they like, sanded them and cleared them instead of doing like the gel coat. And then like their mold must have been, well, they did it like backwards. I don't know, but I mean it's working. Oh no, what happened here? I mean, you have to torque those, and then you have your wheel, and then it's like not, if it's not centered, you get a vibration, and if there's a vibration, it could reduce the lifetime of your wheel bearing and your axles and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just nicer to just bolt a wheel on instead of doing all a bunch of extra stuff. Did I, the price for the BMW? I mean, I'd sell it for like $2,000. The uploads on YouTube are a must. Yeah, I mean, I usually upload daily. Oh yeah, Jimmy Oaks. That's the guy. Yeah, that guy. Do things without a film crew. Yeah, I wish I could have like. It was kind of cool when my friend Nate was over here and he helped me film because he kind of like filmed randomly, which was kind of cool. I got stuck the other day. Yeah, I did. It was I had a video while I was stuck. Don't ever get married or have kids. That's what gets you. That's how you stay motivated. I mean, I wouldn't mind having kids, but it's so hard to find like the right girl. I mean, there's so many girls that are just like, I don't know. It's just weird that they. I don't know. It's just you like get in, you like start dating and get in a relationship, and then everything's fine, and then you like get to the serious part. Like it's almost like 6 months to a year, and then after that, it's just like you're almost obligated to do like just put everything you want to do off to the side, and like I don't know. It's just I want to work on a car, but you want to go to like for a walk. I don't know. It's just I want to work on the damn car. So that's why I'm single, I guess. My grandma doesn't have Wi-Fi yet. It was my phone. So much better than my phone. After you get out of the honeymoon stage, it goes downhill. Prowling Tinder. Yeah, that I don't know. I like actually like seeing girls before I like ask them out, or like I'm like out and about and I see a girl, I'll go ask them out. I'm not gonna ask a girl out on the internet. I don't know. go go to dinner or go to the lake. I mean, it's just like a constant struggle. When I was in Minnesota, I had a girlfriend that I worked with, and like it was just like such. It was cool, but it was like such a pain. And now that I look back on it, like at the time, it was like I was kind of pumped about it, but now that I look back on it, I'm kind of just glad because it's just almost such a hassle because I don't know, just all the random, like it's cool to do random stuff. Like it's cool to, like I went to Mexico, that was cool, but then just having to deal with all the, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. It's just all the extra stuff, but ooh, ugh. Dave, our Windows 10 says blue screen of death, man. I don't know. Will I build a drag car or time attack? I mean, the FD would be a good time attack car. I just don't like when you go to a time attack. There is literally, you wait in line more than you actually get a race. If you just go to like the mountains and just like cruise around and stay within your limits, I mean, you'd have a lot more fun than go to a time attack. So, yeah. Jeez. I'm actually like support and stuff. I mean, I'm a pretty independent person. The like my parents. So when I was growing up, my parents worked both full time jobs. So since I was like, I think 8, I've taken care of myself. So that saying your parents always say, like I walked like a mile to school or something, some BS like that. I actually like walked over a mile to school, like when I was in elementary school, and all the way up till like 6th grade, and then we moved to Pueblo. So after that, there's a bus, but back then it was like in the city, so I walked to school. It sucked, like in the winter and the snow, and taking care of myself pretty much the whole time. First car I worked on, I bought this when I was 15. I bought this $500 Suzuki Swift. I don't even remember what year it was. It was literally the biggest piece of crap ever. I did spark plugs and wires and a new distributor, like cap and rotor, and I really didn't know what the hell I was doing. But it was like my first car. It was cheap. Uh, One day when I was driving back from high school, I there was like a headwind, and I think it was like at least like 50 to 80 mile an hour headwind, and the car would not accelerate because it didn't have enough power to overpower the wind. So I just had to like sit there. The wind like died down, and then I drove home. But it was the biggest piece of crap ever. I I don't even know what I did with it. I don't think I think I made like $100 or something off of that, or I think I sold it for $1,000. But I I'm glad I got rid of that. It was such a crappy car. So 3000 GT VR Ford. good first project car. It depends. So the thing with Mitsubishis is that a lot of people buy them with the hopes and dreams that they're going to fix this 20 to 25-year-old car. And they don't understand that these cars, like when they were made and like sold back in the 90s, they were pretty much Mitsubishi supercar. So they're expensive to maintain. If you don't know what you're doing, or if you just kind of like buy used parts or cheap out or cut corners, you're gonna have a bad time. They're definitely finicky. My advice is if you're not gonna do it right, just don't buy one, because they're gonna give you a lot of problems, and most of them have been beaten on for their entire life, so they're gonna have a lot of problems already that you're gonna have to fix. So definitely take that into consideration if you're gonna buy one, because it's you know, Swift GTI. No, it was a single cam. It wasn't the dual cam. No, I sat in the front seat. The Motion Auto casting couch. I mean, we've had such girls as you've seen in many movies. No, I don't know. I think he got it for free from his grandma Linda. I think that is where it came from. So it's the grandma's casting couch. I mean, the Volvo wagons. Yeah, they're I'd have a Stagia, but you can't get them in the States. So the Volvo is the next best thing, and I do like Volvos. A 99 with low miles. Yeah, I wish I could get a 99. That'd be nice. Actually, I talked to a guy about a 99. He had it for sale, and then he didn't want to sell it. So maybe one day he'll sell it. Yeah, my friend Zach had a Swift GTI that like the guy he got it from literally cut, I think, like 2 or 3 feet out of the side of the car and shortened it, so the wheels were almost like touching. He cut the roof off. He took all the body panels off. I mean, this thing literally was so fast because it didn't weigh anything. It probably weighed, I don't know, it probably weighed like 1,000 pounds. But then our other friend like jumped it and almost killed himself because like the battery and the gas, like it was like a gas can was sitting on like the floorboard of the passenger side, and then he like welded on these pieces of rebar and put like a Lexan windshield, so when you're driving it, it wasn't just like a bunch of wind blowing your face. But he like jumped in and it flipped over and like almost like, I don't know, it was like pretty close. So he probably almost died. Project car giveaway. I've been actually thinking about it. I'm just not sure what I want to do. Would I build an NSX? I probably would. You have a motorcycle? I do not have a motorcycle. I used to have a dirt bike when I was a kid, and then ever since I've been off my parents' insurance, going to the hospital costs a lot. And what do you do when you're on motorcycles? You usually, do dumb stuff and go to the hospital. A key car? Oh man, I don't know. I can't fit in Miata. I don't think I'd be able to fit in like a cappuccino. I wouldn't be able to. Give away the BMW. It'd have to run first. Build a fast ass Honda. I don't know. Ever had an E36 M3? I have not. Hold tight. I think nice. I think I'm probably. Oh, what's this? Oh, yeah. 2JZ or 1JZ? 2JZ. So please buy an E36 M3. I'll donate. Why do I need an E36 M3? I don't know. I almost bought an E36 M3 one time, but I ended up not buying it. So I think that's it for this video. You know, I didn't think it was going to go for an hour, but I guess it did. So thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.